Hello everyone, Daniel Yuck here. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Today I would like to go ahead and dive into an unboxing, and I would like to go ahead and take an up close look at this wireless tattoo kit from a company called Dragonhawk with you all. This is going to be the Mast Fold wireless tattoo kit. This is going to be the Year of the Tiger edition as well. I will leave links for you in the description below so you can check this out on your end. Should you have any questions at any point throughout this video, I'm going to encourage you to drop a comment below and I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. With that being said, let's dive straight on into this. Please keep in mind this is a wireless tattoo kit. Right here we have the T1 wireless power supply. I'm going to put that on over to the side. Right here we have the Mast Fold Year of the Tiger edition. Let's go ahead and take a close-up look at that. So upon opening the box, we're greeted with the machine, and on this side I believe this is going to be an RCA cable. So confirming that is an RCA cord right here. Let's take a close-up look at the tattoo machine itself for those who are wanting to see this. And as you can see, it does have an adjustable stroke right here. So we can start at 2.7 and then we can go to 2.4, 2.7 there, it goes to 3.0, 3.3, 3.6, 3.9, and 4.2. Allow me to zoom in up here for you all so you can really see this up close. And the build is actually really nice. I have personally become acquainted with this tattoo machine, and I can say from experience that I love the way that this machine runs. It packs, it lines. We're going to get into the performance and wrapping it here as well, but allow me to show it to you all up close here. So the design looks rather futuristic in my opinion in terms of build right here. As you can see, it has this going on, and again, we can adjust the stroke on the fly. Very simple. Takes no effort at all. I typically leave it on 4.2, and as you see, it does have the emblem here for the Year of the Tiger edition. It is also a click grip for those who are curious. And again, I will leave links for you in the description below so you can check this out and read more on all of these specs. What I want to do is put you in front of the product here. So this is the grip on my right hand, or in my right hand. And this is the machine build. RCA input. So some of my first impressions are it does have a nice amount of weight to it. I do like the build. I do love the fact that we can go ahead and fluctuate in stroke length, as you see right there. Me personally, I'm going to leave it on 4.2 because it lines well at 4.2, and I'm sure it'll line well at 3.9 and even 3.6. But for me, that 4.2 hits really hard, so it would be great for lining and or packing, in my opinion, depending on technique and application. But my first impressions are this seems like a great, well-rounded machine. We are going to get into the performance here in a bit, as well as wrapping. I'm liking this machine overall and the way that it looks. I do like the way that it sits in my hand combined with the weight and design. This really doesn't get in my way either. I just face this side of the machine up like so, and then I use it like so. But overall, it does feel like a good, high-quality machine. Definitely one to look into. Now, let's go ahead and check out the T1 battery. So, in here is the T1 battery. And it is a simple, straightforward wireless power supply. We have voltage up, voltage down, power on, power off. Very simple, very straightforward, very intuitive. Easy to utilize, easy to set up, super easy to wrap as well. As you can see, the Mast Fold has a blue rim light right there indicating when there's voltage running on the machine. Turn it off, the blue LED indicator turns off as well. So all in all, I do like this machine. What I would like to get into is I want to get into wrapping, and I want to get into the performance. Then we can come back and I can give you all my final opinions on how I feel about this machine right here. I want to do some quick demonstrations here with you all. So I want to line. This is going to be a CNC. I believe this is going to be the 11 round liner police tattooing needle. And I'm going to be pulling a line on the 2.4 setting. And I'm just going to start from the lowest setting and then line to the highest. And I kind of want to see what type of results we get here real time. So keep in mind that's the 2.4. Still has a nice little hit there. I'm going to adjust it to the 2.7 by simply turning it like so. So now we're on 2.7. Now 2.4 did hit a bit softer. 2.7 is also hitting soft. We're going to go ahead and move on up to 3 here. 3.0. If this plastic comes off, it's okay. So the 3.0 feels a tad bit more harder hitting. So as we climb up there, it does feel like the hit is getting a bit more harder. Then let's go ahead and move on over to 3.3, and you can see I'm doing this on the fly right here. Minimal effort. Now that one's definitely nicer to line with. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that there. And then the next one we're gonna do is 3.6. That's definitely more along the lines of what I'm used to. That sort of hit right here. Not bad. Then we're gonna go ahead and go up to 3.9. I do feel like a lot of this does come down to application and how you are applying your tattoos. 3.9 feels about more where I want to be for lining. So if I were to just solely line with this machine, I'm going to be probably at 3.9. Let's say if I'm going to be doing a combination of a lot of packing, stuff like that, then I'm going to go with 4.2. So for me, these last two are more where I want to be when I line, but any of these last three are not bad as well. So that's what we have for lining. That's pretty much every single setting that the machine offers. What I want to do is I want to switch on over to a smaller needle configuration, and I kind of want to have the same approach with shading and with packing of black, just to kind of demonstrate for us here. Here I'm using a CNC Police 5-round liner, and I'm also running at 8 volts. These were all ran at 8 volts as well on the Mast T1 there. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of shading right now. We're at 2.4, and then we're going to do the same thing but with shading right here. So this hit does feel extremely soft here, which is not bad, especially if you're wanting to get some smooth shades. Then I would recommend starting there and then kind of tuning to what's comfortable for you. But as you can see though, I'm definitely able to achieve shading with the 2.4 setting. And I feel confident that this could apply to most styles of shading, whether you're shading with a mag or whatever the case may be. So this feels like a very, very soft hit there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it on up to the 2.7. So switching over to the 2.7. Same voltage. We're not changing the voltage. We're trying to keep this little demonstration as transparent as possible. So 2.7, very nice as well. And keep in mind, I'm doing this as quickly as I possibly can just to demonstrate here. So we're going to switch on over to the 3. And I do feel like a lot of this does come down to technique and application and personal preference. If you're wanting a softer hit while shading, then you're going to want to go with a lower stroke there. If you're wanting more of a direct, harder hit, then you get the idea. So that's where personal preference would come into play. But I'm still able to achieve shading with the same voltage and a different stroke. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue to the next one. The next setting is going to be 3.3, and then after that it's 3.6. And one thing that I'm noticing is it was pretty much the same thing for the lining. For the lining, the higher that I went, the harder the stroke or the harder the hit got. So the same thing for the shading. The higher that I'm going, I'm noticing the harder the hit is as well. If you're working off the very tips of your needles and your application's correct, it shouldn't really matter which one you choose. However, again, it goes back to that personal preference. If you're wanting a softer hit, go for a softer hit. You get the idea. And then next we're going to go for 3.6. So that one is the 3.6. Let's switch over to the 3.9. So you can see though, as I am shading, the harder the hit, the higher we go, the harder the hit. So that means the darker it gets quicker, if that makes sense. So the higher that I put it, so right now, for example, we're on 3.9. The point in which I reach the darkest point is a lot faster happening than when it's on a lower setting. So that goes back to the harder hitting there. And then the last one, 4.2. So if I were to stipple with this machine, I would probably run it at around 3.3 or 3.6. I would run it around one of those two. But you can see though, so pretty much we got similar results with every single stroke. However, in terms of how fast we got there, it did vary. So if you're wanting to stipple, I would go with a lighter stroke, maybe around the 3.3, 3.6 as I've mentioned. So let's try some more essentials here. I'm going to pack a little bit of black and we're going to run through the same motions. We're at 2.4. And I'm using a DK Labs tattooing needle to demonstrate for this one right here. So let's go, and we're still running at 8 volts here. So one thing that I'm noticing is this hit right here at the 2.4 is a lot softer than what I'm typically wanting in terms of when I pack. This is a little too soft for me. So that's a very soft hit. So that'll be great for, again, smooth shading if you're looking to do smooth shading. Let's go ahead and move on up to the 2.7. And then after this, I will go ahead and show you all some performance demonstrations as well on the tattoo. So this is tad bit softer, but it's still soft. It's a little heavier hitting than the first one, but it's still soft hitting. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of work my way up that ladder all the way until we reach the end there. So this one is the third setting, 3.0, as you see. And this is still a bit too soft over what I would like when it comes to packing of black, as I kind of want to get in and I want to get out as quickly as I can there when I'm packing. I'm going to move up to the 3.3. So now we're getting into the area of where I want to be when it comes to packing. So the next one is going to be 3.6. That's about more of what I am used to when it comes to packing. I'm going to move on up to 3.9. If I'm going to use this machine solely to pack, or just use it to pack as in general at all, I'm going to use probably a 3.9 and the 4.2. The 3.9 feels a lot more cleaner than most of the settings that I have used, and it goes in effortlessly. For packing of black though, I probably would go with the 4.2 all the way. Yeah, definitely the 4.2. As you can see, it's effortless, very, very quick, very, very hard hitting and direct. That's exactly the feel that I'm going for. So I hope that this mild demonstration can give you an idea of what to expect from the different stroke lengths. What I would like to do now is switch on over to different angles and show you all some performance on tattoos that I've done. Also, for those who are curious, it is compatible with almost every single needle that I've tried. Haven't had any duds or hiccups there yet. So compatible with all needles, and we can use any external power supply we have, whether it's a standard power supply and or another third-party wireless power supply. As you see. Very, very smooth. I just wanted to show you all that as well. So all in all, allow me to relay some of my final opinions and some insight on how I feel about the Mast Fold Year of the Tiger Edition tattoo machine. Now, in my opinion, this is a well-rounded tattoo machine, from lining to packing, for color, soft shading. If you're wanting to do fine line tattoos, this is an all-around great machine. Some things that I do absolutely love about this machine is the ability to fluctuate in stroke length on the fly like so. Very simple, very easy, and very straightforward to do so. As you see, I'm having no issues doing so. So that's one of my favorite features about this tattoo machine. Not only that, this machine does sit right in my hand, and it feels like a good quality machine overall. So it has that going for it as well. I was able to line, I was able to pack, I was able to pull lines with bigger configurations, smaller thin lines as well. I was able to do all of the essentials that I need within my day-to-day tattooing with this machine right here. So for that, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up and about a 4 stars. I don't feel comfortable giving it a full 5, simply again because of the build. The build itself makes it a little bit complicated to sterilize the entire machine and to reach into components that I personally would want to reach into, such as this area right here. We will make another video and get into completely disassembling the machine the correct way. Before this video, I wanted to go ahead and stick to the review, give you all my opinions, release some insight for you all. But that's how I feel about the machine right here. Overall, if I was able to access this part of the machine a little bit more easily, then I can go ahead and give it a solid 5. However, since it's a bit more on the advanced side in terms of build, I'm gonna have to give it a 4 stars, simply because I prefer simplicity when it comes to sterilization. I also prefer to be able to get to every single nook, crevice, and cranny on my machine upon sterilizing as well. That's just how I see it. I can't autoclave this, but I can autoclave the grip. So that's why I couldn't give it a full 5. So for me, it'll be a solid 4 because of the performance, because of the build, and because of what it does overall and the price point. Now, if I didn't touch base on anything specific that you may have wanted to know at any point throughout this video, I'm going to encourage you, drop a comment down below and I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. I also have social medias all under the same name as this YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would truly appreciate the support on there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me and ring that bell, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You have a great day.